Hi, everyone. How is everybody doing? I can already see in the chat that Bethany has beaten me to asking if you can hear me. But I, of course, still need to ask, can you hear me? Never forget the infamous stream where everything was underwater because of Aurora Borealis. I certainly haven't. How is everybody? It is Wednesday. So, ChemDoc says I can hear everything. That might be a little too much. But so that means it is new comic book day. So, what has everybody been checking out? Did anybody go and get anything on the Wednesday? Are you Wednesday warriors? There were a couple of things that popped in for my subscription, but I haven't had a chance to read all of them as of yet. I did get to read Ultimate Spider-Man number 5, though. So I'm all caught up on that. It's the one thing that I am caught up on. So, what about everybody else? What have all of you been reading? Today, I dropped a vid on some of my faves from the shelf, and I'm really happy to see that a lot of you are enjoying it. I was super nervous about, I don't know why, but I was very odd about all of that, but I'm glad. It was fun to discuss some of those things. I have a bunch of other things left out. Actually, I was going to do some of the books and trades and the like that didn't make it, but the number one that didn't make it actually was taken by my eldest, so it's not here. And it was Green Lantern Rage of the Red Lanterns. But and that's why it's not here, because it's so loved that I can't keep it in the room. So that's great. Bethany gifted a membership. Thank you so much. That's so nice. There's some, they're not secret. They're just membership videos back there. There's like some secret. They're not secret. There's like some wigs and stuff. I don't know why I keep saying secret when you can see them. Oh, Doug, you bought Junkyard Joe and Rook Exodus. I hope that you like them. I couldn't stop thinking about Rook Exodus. I had to make that. It wouldn't leave me alone. I had other things to be working on, but it wouldn't leave my brain. And it became one of those moments where it was like, if I don't make this, I'm never going to do anything else again. So I got it out there, and I was actually quite happy with the formatting of it. And now I'm free to talk about other things, which are probably going to be a lot of Silver Age stuff. I'm really back on the Silver Age train for right now, because I'm working also on another Batman Brave and the Bold thing. And there are all kinds of deep cuts, and some of the villains there, you need to know about some of the villains there. But first, you need to know about the clock, not the Clock King, the clock. And also the fact that there are several clocks amuses me. Matthew Prower, thank you very much. Just saw the Garfield movie recently. Ask me anything. So if you need to know anything about Garfield, then apparently Matthew has got you covered. So let's see. Psycho Jet Black, which street hero would be a great Green Lantern? Do they have to have a green ring? Do they have to know what Will is? Or can it be a different color? Because if you're opening it up to different colors, you could have a bit of fun with that. And I've been reading a lot of Marvel lately, so when I hear street level hero, I'm like, you mean from Hell's Kitchen, from the streets? But no. Because there was a sale. Okay, there was a sale. And in the midst of the sale, I found an even deeper cut sale at a thrift store, and they had Wolverine Volume 5 for $56, and I was so tempted. I'm not even collecting those omnis, but when the sale is so good that just on the principle of it, like, but $56. But I resisted. I did pick up something else though. So something else that will appear on the shelf. It's Middle West, the complete tale. So I'm very excited for that to arrive. It was an online sale. I try not to have to go places if I can avoid it. Yahusha is King 7. Thank you very much. Are you a fan of Swamp Thing? I mean, pre-Flashpoint, mainly Alan Moore. I like Swamp Thing. I like various different eras of Swamp Thing. That is definitely a good time for the Swamp Thing. And an addition that I want to also pick up, I've actually done a couple of videos on the Swamp Thing. Not too many, but it's something we could definitely come back to because the Swamp Thing is interesting. if we ever end up in 52, new 52, sorry, 52 is different, new 52 Animal Man, we might end up with some more Swamp Thing. It could happen. It definitely could happen. So some of the villains that I want to chat about, I want to talk about the Clock. I want to talk about Bouncer. I have them written down just because I can't forget. It's important. These are the important details for things. I want to talk about, where is he? Mr. Camera. Mr. Camera is somebody who I feel like would be a lot of fun with a camera for a head. So that can be very, very enjoyable. But we shall see what we end up with. I've been trying to work through a couple of things. I was sent a few things, actually. Abrams sent me this. And have any of you read this? This is Phenomena. It is Brian Michael Bendis and Andre Lima Araujo. And did I do that right? Araujo, there we go. And, Zebraman. Zebraman someday, but Zodiac Master first. Before... I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a bit of a hard time getting into it. Not because of the art. The art's beautiful. See, I'm so early that I can still use the little slip cover as a way to mark where I am. The art's nice. The art's very pretty, and I'm very intrigued on that level. But there was this moment at the start, and this is a weird thing to get hung up on, where it mentioned that the city was derived from Toronto. And I lived in Toronto for a bit. And so now I'm searching for things that are similar or why it's set there, and I'm not finding them. But also the dialogue. The dialogue is very same-ish for a lot of the characters, to the point where I'm having to stop and go back and reread things just to make sure that I know who is talking. So it's taking me a bit of time. Hopefully I can get there, because I like being able to talk about, hit the mic again, other things. And it's gorgeous. It's nice. It looks very nice. I really appreciate the art a lot and different sci-fi things. So we'll see, hopefully. But because of that, it's definitely falling a bit on the back burner for other things that I am reading. I have the first 2 volumes. They were kind enough to send me the first 2 so I can get a really good sense of it. So I'm going to try and work my way through that. So we shall see. All right. I have beside me Psycho Jet Black. Can you sing the lyrics to "Oh Canada"? I could, but you don't want me to. You definitely don't want that. Nobody wants, you want that, but other people don't want that. I have a long Halloween here because I'm not sure how many of you saw the news about the new Halloween that they're doing, the last Halloween. So I have actually the link for that, and I have it on. I don't have my ad block on, so it's gonna be interesting. But they are doing another one that's following up from the last long Halloween special, and it's going to be a tribute because Tim Sale passed away. So they're going to have several artists working on it in a tribute to his style, and it's going to be a 12, I think it's 12 parts. Is it 12 or 10 part mystery? Do I have it pulled up? I know I do because I can see it flashing over there. I finally also found one that mentioned Dark Victory, because so many don't mention the sequel Dark Victory, and I managed to find this, The Long Halloween, and I have Dark Victory. I thought I did. I know I owned it at one point, but for the life of me, I could not find it. So I was going through the shelves back and forth, and there's no rhyme or reason back there. So I was trying to figure it out, and eventually I had to decide that it actually isn't there. And now I have this fear because my last memory of it is a flash of it sitting at my feet in a car that I no longer have. I'm like, uh-oh. Did Dark Victory get sacrificed to the car sale gods? Oh no. So that may need to be replaced. We shall see. But let me show you the news that they have. As you can see, ad block, what's that? Batman, The Last Halloween to conclude the Long Halloween trilogy. So the Long Halloween was the start of a trilogy, as it turns out. And the final act will finally be released in 2024. So the series won't feature new work from him beyond the cover art for issue 1. Instead, The Last Halloween will be illustrated by a rotating team of artists working in tribute to Sale. Those artists include Eduardo Riso from, they put one thing, Flashpoint, a couple of things are yay. Klaus Janson and Mark Chiarello. So that's who's going to be doing it. And they show a couple of samples. This is the last one by Sale. So this will be the cover that's by him. And then, yeah, some of them did mention Batman Haunted Night. So, but it really depends, depending upon what source you're on. But if they're going to omit anything, most of them are going to omit Dark Victory. These are some samples of what some of the others are going to look like. See, so you can see a bit of the style. This is Mark Chiarello. This one is Klaus Janson. And this one is Eduardo Riso. So we shall see. Are any of you interested in this? Is this something that, is this a series that you like? Is it something that you will pick up? As with its holiday-themed predecessors, The Last Halloween opens during the spookiest season of the year. While a new threat looms over James Gordon's head, Batman and Robin find themselves tested like never before. DC teases that the series will feature the return of the holiday killer, whose identity was a central mystery in both The Long Halloween and Dark Victory. Mentioned. We have some quotes here from Loeb, who says, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween is Tim Sale's parting gift to me, said Loeb in DC's press release. Tim and I had already decided to tell this last chapter following Batman The Long Halloween special, which will serve as the prologue to this 10-part action-packed mystery. 10 parts. The mystery is solved. It is 10 parts. Loeb added, this story concludes the war between the freaks and the crime families forever, as Batman, Robin, and DC's most infamous Bat villains face off against Holiday, and secrets dating back to Batman The Long Halloween special will be revealed. So definitely you'll need to pick that up if you haven't picked it up already. So we have Batman Long Halloween. The Last Halloween, #1, will be released on September 28th, 2024. So start planning all the way to September. That'll be in the next Solicits video if we end up getting to that. I'm not sure if I want to read them monthly. That would be a lot. White Raven 696, thank you very much. Before Watchmen, dedicated video, please. Listen, if I start talking about Watchmen, I will not stop. Even just talking about it that little bit, you don't know how much got cut. So much is on the cutting room floor just because of the rambling. The rambling was off the charts. Inside my mind is already half written a comparison between book Ozymandias and movie Ozymandias. And it's, I could even, I need to not do it because maybe one day, I'm not sure. It depends. It does tempt me though. I have to say, I enjoy talking about it. I really do. Spencer Bodison, just love the show. Thanks. Oh, thank you very much. That is appreciated. I'm glad that you are enjoying. It's been a lot of fun, and there's lots more fun things coming up. I have an exclusive interview that I'm editing that I should be editing, but I keep being distracted. So I needed to come and get some of my distraction out as my mind flits from thing to thing to thing. And then by the end, it'll focus more. Patrick, that's really interesting. I sympathize more with the movie one. No, we can't start, Patrick. Patrick, don't start this. Rockstar, thank you very much. It is appreciated. I do also have the Marvel Solicits for August if we end up wanting to take a look at that. It seems only fair. It seems only fair since we did the other ones, potentially take a look at that. It would be fun. The thing, I said it in the video, I just feel that I just feel I find it interesting. Some of you are saying you feel he was obviously characterized as a villain. I don't. Okay, yes, in terms of them agreeing that he's wrong, but I feel he's so much more human in the movie than the book. And there are so many little layers in Matthew Good's performance that I really appreciated, down to the little slips of the accent that are purposeful in scenes with people he's more comfortable with. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. I'm too excited about it. But like I said in the video, I feel like everybody talks about it. So I don't know. It just feels like, even just the other day, I saw a movie, not a movie, a video about how the movie is bleh and the comic is thick. So I'm like, I just feel like everybody's already done it. What more can I add? Let's see. Matt Krenz, thank you very much. In terms of trades, I got Booster Gold 2007 series complete collection, the first 7 volumes of the romance manga series Danger of My Heart. Oh, nice. I have some of the Booster Gold as much as I can for Booster, but I would love a Booster Omni. Wouldn't it be great if, because of the James Gunn stuff, they do some more Booster Omnis? That would be a lot of fun. There's some Generation Lost stuff in there that would be really cool if it came back. That would be a lot of fun. I would appreciate that. Let's see. Adam Frey, thank you very much. I don't think I've ever seen you cover the Hulk. Favorite Hulk creator and incarnation? Question mark. Joe Fixit, Professor Savage, something else. You know, it's funny. The Hulk is my dad's favorite superhero. And I haven't read as much Hulk as other things. I think I like Peter David's run on it from what I've read of it, but the Hulk is not something I have read as much of as other characters. But that doesn't mean I'm not open to reading more Hulk. I enjoy what I have read. I didn't mind the Immortal Hulk, the more horror themed one, for a bit while that was going on. What about all of you? What's your favorite Hulk incarnation? I like learning the history of the Hulk in terms of the mistakes with his name and the coloration and all kinds of things. Those are I love those things. Those little historical tidbits are very, very fun to me. Doug, thank you very much. Enjoyed your video today. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks to you, Astro City and Tom Stronger in my life. I'm so glad whenever somebody says they picked something up and liked it, because I never want to steer you something. I bought it and I wasted my money. Why would you do this to me? So I'm always glad to hear when it is enjoyed, which is great. Some people are saying Smart Hulk is best Hulk, Planet Hulk, Joe Fixit, lots of different Hulks. 3-toed Hulk, says Patrick. Dumb Hulk is my fave, says Robert McCarthy. I like Dumb Hulk because that's a fun voice to do. I feel like when he's not Dumb Hulk, I feel bad giving him the Dumb Hulk voice. It's just the easiest one to do. I was so glad I got to do it in the Magneto de-aged to a baby. I didn't really need to read that panel, but it provides fun context, and I got to do the Hulk voice. I need to do the issues where Magneto seeks revenge for being a baby, which are amusing, but they're not that big of a part of the saga. He just briefly makes them not be able to move their limbs coordinately, because they add this element where he still had his adult mind as a baby, but then they drop it hard and don't mention it again because that's kind of horrific, but that's okay. That's all right. And then they come back to it so hard in that 90s run that we looked at. It's been fun to take a look back at some of those X-Men arcs. Actually, I'm doing a post-mortem of season 1 of X-Men 97 over on Amanda's channel tomorrow night. So check that out. That will be fun. So we've rewatched the series as a chunk to see how it plays as a chunk and how it plays later on when people have moved on to talking about other things. Strike when the iron's cold. I mean, it's interesting to go back and look at it a bit later and see how it lands. So it's going to be very fun to bounce that off of somebody else and see what they thought. Do any of you do that? Go back and just to see how it lands. I do that all the time with things. Just come back to it, years later. That's part of the rereading to see, like, do I still like it? Do I not like it? How do I feel about it? And if it's other things, I still have Watchmen on the brain. I've been thinking about the movie and which cut. I have multiple cuts. This is a thing I own multiple cuts of. And when it's to watch, is it the theatrical cut night, ultimate cut night, director's cut night? It's always regrets when it's director's cut night. That cut's too long. But some things need to be cut. Zack Snyder as a director is somebody who the editor needs to be there because some things need to be cut. And sometimes the slow motion button needs to have a big X just right over it. Rockstar, thank you very much. I accidentally sent the last message. I meant to ask, what about a video on Doomsday Clock? You've referenced it a few times with how late it was. Well, because it's fun to reference how late it was. Well, because how late it was had a trickle down effect in terms of other books because so many things ended up changing around it. So it's so very, very but by this point, so many things that it was meant to accomplish have been moved past. So it's interesting. It would be interesting to look at from the perspective of what it was supposed to do versus what it ended up doing because of all those delays and the like. But now I know Johns is doing all that Ghost Machine stuff and really pulling back because all of those people are, for the time being, going to be exclusive to Ghost Machine, which I've been keeping up with. And that's how the Rook Exodus thing came about, which I will keep reading. I'm invested in the world building more so than Rook. Rook so far he's all right. He can get better if he has a bit more added to him. But the world around Rook is fascinating, and he has a cool name and a cool look, and it's just fun to say Rook. So it's just very fun to say. Ben Chan, thank you very much. Did you see HBO's Watchmen? Thoughts? I'm not done it. It's one of those things I started and didn't finish. I need to get back to it at some point. It wasn't my fave, but it wasn't as I didn't feel the level of vitriol towards it as some did. As I mentioned in the video that I did today, there's an interesting attitude surrounding adaptations of Moore's work. So I feel like that sometimes does factor in, especially if they do take a because it's interesting when you move forward with the Watchmen because so much of the end of it is meant to remain a question. So when you start to answer that question, you're invariably going to move in some directions that some don't agree with because it's a work that people have very strong opinions about, the character's actions, motivations, how it all went down. So I can see why it elicits such reactions. But again, I haven't finished. I need to finish that, but the list is so long of things that I need to watch and finish. Can you believe that the next season of the Superman show is already airing? How is that already happening? Time's moving so fast. It's my birthday in a few weeks. I have some like a special stream scheduled for around then. I'm like, how is it already happening? My goodness. Matthew Foster, thank you very much. Would you do a video on Screwball, Spider-Man's villain who is a steamer? You know I love obscure villains very, very much. So, and I'm on that kick right now. But if you've been here a while, you'll know I'll get into moods and I'll be there for a bit. So we'll see how long it remains on my mind and if I get to it while that's happening. Therese 504, thank you very much. Are you thinking of covering Sweet Tooth TV show? Not at the moment. I like Sweet Tooth, the comic, a lot. I have not watched the show. That just made me think about adaptations of things and how I need to pick up that new trade of Resident Alien, which is very different from its adaptation. I vastly prefer the comic in that regard, just because of tone. The tone is very different. So we shall see what ends up coming down the pipeline. I've also been flipping through this again. which was a gift from a subscriber. Thank you very much. I was actually looking to see if Firebrand was in here because there's been a lot of excitement and speculation around various comics because creators have been talking about them, which has been creating buzz. For example, Bo DeMeo is talking about failed attractions and the like have made people seek it out. And same with the ones that James Gunn has kind of hinted at. They reprinted a Jack Cole comic with Plastic Man, but what I was noticing, they did a facsimile edition, a Police Comics issue, I believe. But Firebrand was the center hero on that. And it just made me think about, I need to do just a video about Firebrand just so we can talk about his amazing see-through mesh shirt, which is fashion. It is the moment and it deserves to be highlighted. The Phantom Lady was on that as well. And the other day I saw a Phantom Lady bust. I heard from a friend that it's a buyer's market for statues and busts. And even though I don't collect them, I went to see, and they are indeed a bit lower than average in some cases. And I saw a Phantom Lady bust. I stared at it for quite some time. It's like, I don't need this, but I like it. It's cute. Cute's not the word for Phantom Lady, but you know what I mean if you've seen the Phantom Lady. White Raven 696, thank you very much. I'd love to see an evolution of Super Peggy Carter from her as Captain America to Dryad to Captain Carter and her first issue stint as Captain Britain. That would be quite the evolutionary video, but she's got to get in line behind people like the Space Cappy and other people who have loose outlines for evolution videos that we need to. I'm laughing because Ben Chan made a decent pun, which is, we've all stared at Phantom Lady bust. But good job, worth it. That was good. Some people are saying it writes itself, but you know what? It was good. I appreciate it. Laughs were had. Therese 504, thank you very much. Thank you for introducing me to Sweet Tooth and so much more. Oh, I'm so glad when people are finding different things. I really enjoy referencing more out of the box things for that reason. Lowe's back there. I want to do something with it. Also, something with Tokyo Ghost that isn't as niche as the essay I want to write about how it satirizes a certain portion of online culture in a really decent way, which is impressive because it's difficult to do that because online culture moves so quickly, but it manages to do it in a way that's kind of evergreen because of how obnoxious it is. But that's niching down inside a niche down inside a niche down. I'm like, I need to explain what Tokyo Ghost is first. I also heard that they're doing an adaptation of that, and I think they're going to have to tame it way up because there are some things in that unless we're going hard R, we're not going to be able to make it. It's going to be a bit too much. So we shall see. I am intrigued by what that could look like. So yes. Do we want to look at the solicits? It'll be a lot. There's a lot of them because I think Marvel's releasing more comics at the moment than DC is. It certainly feels like it. But let me know because I will if we want to. I can finally talk again, which is great. The last few streams I had this cough and it was atrocious and I couldn't do it. So, but tonight it can happen. So I'm seeing some yeses. People are saying yes, please. Let's see. Solicit us. All right, let me pull it up. Let me get it. I have the link, but let me put it where it's supposed to be. Make sure it looks all nice. My mouse does not want to scroll, but that's okay. We can be old school and use the arrow. Oh my goodness, we can use the arrow button. That's going to be an experience. Okay, now the arrow is pretty good. Just gotta keep it chill. It's going to be a lot of X-Men. We're going to be looking at a lot of X-Men and a lot of covers. So I hope you are ready for that. All right. I'm going to pull it up. It's going to be a bit awkward because of the mouse, but we can do it. I believe. I believe in the heart of the story. I shouldn't say that. That's just asking for it to be Jinx. That's still the same one. Why? Why? do. You get waiting music, hold music. There we go. Success. Success. Okay. So let us go and close that and look at some From the Ashes. This is the Uncanny X-Men. Ads. So many ads. You're getting unfiltered internet experience. Okay. So we have quite a few covers for this, obviously, because we're relaunching as a number one. Are any of these covers drawing you in more than the others? Oh, we're banking on some Rogue popularity, I see, with this nice Rogue variant. Over here, choices. You have choices. All right. Uncanny X-Men number one. Gail Simone writing and David Marquez art. Let's go. A core group of essential X-Men rise from the ashes to face a world without a home and without Professor X. Again, all bonds among the mutant community seem to be slipping away, and Rogue, all caps, reluctantly finds herself as the hero designated to bring them back together. But a fearless, malignant power is out there hunting mutants and has a terrible secret that may destroy what remains of the X-Men. For 40 pages and $6 and various covers, it can be yours. We also have, this is the one that people are excited about, Wolverine Revenge, I've seen. It's going to be, this is Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo, and it's got Wolverine, and it's got dinosaurs, and this cover is actually pretty cool. This one, this is the Capullo one. That's nice too. So if you like Wolverine and dinosaurs, this is probably the comic for you. Oh, this is a David Nakayama, I think. Looking very feral on this one. Classic inside the mouth of a dinosaur. Jim Gore says, I don't like the logo. All right. Wolverine Revenge, number 1 of 5. Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo. Oh, we got to hype it up first. We'll read the hype. Hickman and people are like, Wolverine and dinosaurs again. Yes, again. Dinosaurs forever. Just like how over in Batman and Robin, they're going back to Dinosaur Island in August. Hickman and Capullo join forces for a Wolverine epic like no other. Greg Capullo makes his grand return to Marvel Comics storytelling as he and Jonathan Hickman pit Wolverine against a cadre of foes who will turn his world upside down. He's been beaten, he's been bloodied, and Logan, all caps, only has one thought on his mind: revenge, also all caps. Don't miss this prestige miniseries set to become one of the defining tales in Wolverine's storied legend. Bold claims. Set to become one of this wow, defining tales. You gotta admire the confidence. And here, because remember, this is for stores. Retailers, please inquire regarding foil pricing. So there'll be foil because it's the 90s. Oh, and we have a red band edition where it's going to be bloodier because that's a thing that they're doing right now. Are any of you going in for the red band editions? I better scroll past a bit fast, otherwise YouTube will be like, it's too much. So what are we saying about it? How are we selling it? An even bloodier cut of Wolverine Revenge number 1 with exclusive pages and elevated violence. I like that because when I think of elevated, I think of more highbrow. So it's like the violence. It's elevated, pinkies up, and then we'll slice them off. You won't see anywhere else. Polybagged for the protection of innocent eyes. This is X Factor. This is the one that has the social media spin that I am probably going to be there for because it amuses me and I want to see how they try. As someone who is very online, I want to know. Potentially to cringe, or maybe it'll surprise me and be amazing. We'll see. All right. So we have From the Ashes, A New Beginning. X Factor. Multiple covers. X Factor Wants You. Terest 504, thank you very much. To be honest, I'm so tired of X-Men. Feels like there are no more stakes and too many titles, all caps, like Logan and Rogue. I don't know. How can anyone follow everything in this economy? It is a lot. I will say this is a lot of titles for a relaunch. They are coming out the gate really aggressively with this. I know, like for me, myself, I'm not going to be collecting all of them. I do think it's too many personally. So, oh, that's a pretty nice cover for Havoc. Is that them influencing? Is this the influencer cover? Are you influenced? Oh. Does he? Hold on, I'm going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I don't see 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6? Jim Gore is saying that Angel has 6 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we seeing 6? Do we see 6? Oh my goodness, have we discovered something? Let me know if you're counting the same. Let's see. What do we think? Oh my stars and garters. Okay, what is this? Ben-chan thinks that it's supposed to be the meat of his palm. We have various thoughts. It's a bit awkward looking. Anyway, what's this supposed to be about? X Factor number 1. Mark Russell writing, Bob Quinn on art, Greg Land cover. All right. Fame, fortune, mutants. From the ashes of Krakoa, a new mutant arms race sweeps the globe. International governments are building their own mutant armies, but only America's X Factor has the most powerful, most patriotic, and most marketable mutant heroes to stem the tide and make the world safer for democracy. This isn't Helldivers 2. Join Angel, Havoc, Frenzy, Feral, Pyro, and more as they go from one death-defying mission to another. Who will die? Who will fall in love? Who will be the first to sell out? Like, comment, and subscribe to find out. THH, thank you very much. Great channel. Thank you for bringing us such interesting creative videos and chats. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the kind words very, very much. I want to say something, but people do still say like, comment, and subscribe. So that's just a common turn of phrase. So it's not as played out as "What's up? It's your boy" that they put in all of the streamer content they do. It was in the last Punchline mini. All right. Yeah, a lot of people have said that it's very X-Statics. It's got X-Statics vibes to it. Oh, From the Ashes, A New Beginning. X-Men. Magic cover. This cover is so nice. Showed it twice. More covers. This is X-Men number 2. This is Jed McKay and Ryan Stegman. Invasion. The X-Men fly to the rescue of a mutant in crisis in San Francisco. The problem? Alien invaders seem to have a similar idea. Why did I say Sir X-Men? Sir X-Men. 6 X-Men versus an invading alien fleet? Sounds about right. Plus the conclusion of Deadpool/Wolverine Weapon X Extraction. Yes, because that's going on across books and they're having variant covers for it. They're doing a lot of Deadpool Wolverine variants to try and play off of the hype for the film. So we'll see how that goes. Some of them look pretty nice, and there are some nice homage ones in there as well. Maybe we will see some of them here. X-Men. I like this color scheme on Juggernaut. Oh, 3. Oh, we're releasing this one quickly. Don't care for this Cyclops cover. Psylocke. This is X-Men number 3. Same creative team. Go. How did the X-Men come to possess their HQ, the factory? And how difficult a position does that put them in? As Cyclops meets the implacable Agent Lundqvist, there we go. The X-Men come to find that their new home may not be as secure as they had thought. From the ashes, a new beginning, but this time it's the Avengers. We're in the Avengers. We're still from the ashes. We moved to a different team. Do like this cover. All right. Avengers covers. Avengers assemble from the ashes. I don't have anything to say about it. I'm just looking at it. I'm absorbing it. I'm feeling it. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I like the outfit. All right. Avengers number 17. Jed McKay writing, Valerio Schiti on art, and Joshua Cassera cover. Ooh, bullet points. I'm always excited when there's bullet points. New arc starts here. All right. We're taking on new artists in the aftermath of Blood Hunt and Fall of the House of X. Where does that leave the Avengers? The team's roster won't be the only thing shaken up when a deadly threat sets its vengeful sights on Earth. Plus, part 6 of Deadpool/Wolverine, Weapon X Extraction. I hope they make it easy to figure out which ones you have to get if you're trying to collect them all, because sometimes that can be frustrating for some people, I know. X-Force. Not saying it's from the ashes. No, there we go. I was going to say, we're missing something. There we go. Our covers. Our various cover choices for our X-Force. Oh, and here we go. Here we have one of the variants for Deadpool Wolverine. It's cute. That's cute. I would just have that as a poster by itself, regardless of the comic. This is X-Force number 2. Jeff Thorne, even though they give his whole name here, Jeffrey Thorne, writing, and Marcus Toe on art. Okay. And Stephen Segovia cover. All right. there's a Marvel Multiverse RPG variant cover. Okay. Warfare in Wakanda. Forge leads X-Force in their new custom Blackbird, all caps, to the next world fracture in Wakanda. But as the ground literally changes under their feet, the team will have to stop the Black Panther? ? That can't be right, can it? And what secret is bubbling under the surface that just might tear the X-Force team asunder? The new X-Force ongoing hits its stride in this issue. Don't miss jumping on early. That's interestingly phrased. Is issue 2 early? I suppose so. Okay. From the ashes, NYX. Okay, only 2 here. Okay. We have Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing writing, Francesco Martorino on art, Sarah Pacelli cover. From the shadows comes Wolverine. Every day, mutants are being stolen off the streets of Manhattan, unprotected and forgotten by the human world. Now, a war-worn Wolverine will descend, by which they mean X-23, will descend into NYC's criminal underworld to bring them back into the light. Who is the mysterious mutant fixer known only as Local? Can Laura, stand alone against the dangerous forces working to control the future of New York's mutants? What reality-bending threat waits in the night, already 10 steps ahead? Is it vampires? Is it vampires? Because it's vampires other places. The shadows of NYX are calling. What secrets will you find lurking in that neon darkness? The neon darkness. And parental advisory. From the Ashes, A New Beginning, Phoenix. This is a lot of books. Who's going to get all of these? How many of you are going to pick up all of them? War-worn Wolverine, say that 3 times fast as Justin Horwitz. All right. He looks like he's having so much fun on this cover. The joy on Corsair's face there. All right. Phoenix #2 by Stephanie Phillips, writing, and Alessandro Miracolo on art. Jean Grey is dedicated to protecting innocence in deep space. Yes, space is vaster than imagination, greater and darker than the mind can comprehend. No one can hear you scream. I added that. And yet not big enough to stop family from dropping by without... Oh, it's quirky. Sorry, hold on. Yes, space is vaster than imagination, greater and darker than the mind can comprehend, and yet not big enough to stop family from stopping by without warning. But that's how it goes when your father-in-law is Corsair of the Starjammers. Leaving the pirate life behind, he's got the inside line on huge news, and Phoenix is the only one who can act to save untold lives. That is, if she can believe he's telling the truth. Common sense. Thank you very much. Do you think there are X-Men that should be Avengers besides Storm? For me, I would pick Hellion, Julian, Joseph, or Jimmy Hudson, aka Poison. I feel like everybody's been... The Avengers is one of those teams where it has a roster that's had a lot of people on it. I'm not sure. I'm pretty okay with the roster just rotating around. There's not one I feel like I need to see them on the Avengers. Maybe that's just me, though. We have Deadpool team up. This is one of the homage covers. This is a more, it's a bit bloody, but it's kind of gross, but going for a cutesy look at the same time. The snot is a lot on that. I don't think I could do that cover. I don't know. I don't love that bodily fluid, seeing it depicted in the light. There was a whole comic called Snot Girl, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. So it was too much for me. Oh, this is the Liefeld cover for it. This is Deadpool Team Up, #1 of 5. Rob Liefeld, writing and art. Let's go. All right. Wolverine, Chris Starr, Major X, Ghost Spider, Hulk. Rob Liefeld returns to Deadpool with the ultimate team-up book. When you need some hired hands, Deadpool is your man. But when the merc with a mouth needs assistance, he's got friends and frenemies from across the Marvel Universe. Rob Liefeld weaves an epic tale bringing Wade Wilson together with Major X, Chris Starr, Ghost Spider, Wolverine, and the Incredible Hulk for the first time, as the return of a lost Marvel Comics character necessitates the ultimate team-up mission. So, yeah, a lot of you are excited to see Chris Starr. I see. I like this this Liefeld cover. I do. There's just a certain special look to when he draws Deadpool, and it is nice to see it. So, are you going to be picking up Liefeld Deadpool? Let's see. Oh, right, I can't pull it. I have to use the arrow. I need a new mouse. Oh, the wizard says Liefeld feet. The feet are feeding more than usual. Parental advisory. Please inquire for foil pricing. Well, see, it feels appropriate for a classic type Deadpool to have a foil variant. That feels apt. Deadpool. Okay, I laughed at this cover. I did. You saw it. Can you grab Daddy's other arm? They've really aged up his daughter a lot in the comics. She was not this old until recently. This is Deadpool number 5 by Cody Ziegler, and we have Andrea DeVito on art. Deadpool is in death's grips, clutches, and not in a fun way. This mad mystic martial artist will stop at nothing to find the limits of Deadpool's healing factor. At what point will the Merc's mouth stop growing back? And has Deadpool been a good enough that his daughters will try to save him? He's been trying. How do you feel about, I was about to say Daddy Deadpool. How do you feel about Dad Deadpool, fatherhood Deadpool? Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? It varies for me. It really depends. They're spending a lot of time on the family in this one. And they're growing on me a bit, but I still would like to read a bit more Deadpool. But that's just me personally. We shall see. Wolverine, deep cut. Number 2 of 4. This is Chris Claremont, and then we have Edgar Salazar on art. Wolverine got the scent from Sabretooth's attack last issue, and it's led him back to some old enemies, the Marauders. But if Logan, all caps, can survive against all caps people, Riptide, Vertigo, Scrambler, Blockbuster, Prism, and the rest, he will have to face a darker secret that will cut them all to the bone. A deep cut. At last, Chris Claremont reveals Wolverine's never-before-told mission before Uncanny X-Men 251 in this all-new series. So these series are the ones that take place in gaps in canon. And for Claremont ones, especially the X-Men ones, they do tend to work because there were a lot of plot points that were kind of just left there. So there are spaces to fill in. I haven't been reading this one, though. Have any of you been reading this one? Ben Chan asks, is Wolverine out for revenge? Save that for the dinosaurs. The Uncanny X-Men. Is this this is a facsimile. Looking nice. New printing for Gambit. Because people are all about Gambit right now from X-Men 97. So actually it's a good play to reprint this. Oh, but for $5. The reprint's $5. Oof. I like Gambit, but do I like him enough to pay current price for a facsimile? What do you think? Predator versus Black Panther. Because we can. I do like how he looks on this one. All right, Predator versus Black Panther number 1 of 4. This is by Benjamin Percy writing and Chris Allen on art. Wakanda is prey. You saw the Marvel Universe's most tenacious mutant go up against one of the greatest killing machines in history in Predator versus Wolverine and survive. Spoilers. Now the planet Earth lives on in Predator lore, a planet full of the most exhilarating prey they could imagine. And the strongest weapons in the multiverse are in their sights. When a young Predator with something to prove comes for Wakanda's vibranium, the Black Panther faces an enemy whose resources rival those of his great nation. Who will prove stronger? Benjamin Percy teams up with Stormbreaker artist Chris Allen to pit king against king in a bloody new series. So, okay. Are we ready to watch T'Challa fight the Predator? Because we can. It's here. Common sense. Thank you very much. Seeing Chris Star makes me think of Weird World. Would you like to do a retrospective on Weird World by Jason Aaron and Sam Humphries? It is a great fantasy. There are so many things. There's so many things I need to get to. I know I say this all the time, but I really am close to being able to produce more content, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to hit it hard. Ultraman! X-Avengers. Ultraman. I can't not say it like that. And the Avengers. Ultraman X-Avengers number 1 of 4. Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom writing with Francesco Mena on art. Spider-Man has disappeared from New York. An intergalactic invader has arrived on Ultraman's doorstep, and the kaiju of Earth are acting even more mysterious than usual. This can only mean one thing. It's time for Ultraman to meet the Avengers. But what cosmic threat is great enough to require a team up of Marvel's mightiest champions and Japan's greatest hero? Find out as Shin meets Sam, Spacium Ray meets Repulsor Ray, and Thwip meets Schwatch in the epic crossover event, Ultraman X Avengers. So that's what we're doing over there. Venom War, starring Venom's tongue. Starring cute Venom's tongue on this cover. And just, I guess, average in between tongue on this cover. Oh, and an even cutesier version over here. I am liking the cute covers, I have to say. They are adorable. Venom War, number 1 of 5. Al Ewing is writing, and we have Iban Coelho on art and the cover. Last Venom standing. The Venom symbiote has bonded with both Eddie Brock and his son Dylan at different points. Now both Brocks are going head-to-head, determined to be the one true Venom. Father versus son in a showdown of showdowns that threatens to tear the world asunder, not apart, asunder. From heavyweight, then it's just talking about how good the creators are, comes for a battle for the biote like you've never seen. There we go. So we have a little Venom mini, giving vibes of when there were all those Venom minis in the 90s. Do you need more Venom in your life? I can hear the kitty. Venom War, Venomous. 1 of 3. This is by Erica Schultz, and then we have Luciano Vecchio on art. Black Widow and her newly trained symbiote are jumping into the Venom War and picking a side. Fresh off their new understanding from the Black Widow Venomous one-shot, Widow starts looking into horrific experiments Alchemax has been running based on their symbiote program. But she isn't the only one. Natasha's old teammate from her Secret Avengers days, now known as Agent Anti-Venom, is also on the case. I didn't mean, my finger just started moving. It wasn't on purpose. It was like, no, keep going. Keep going past the Venomous tie-in. Venom War zombie, okay. Zombie tie-in. 1 of 3. This is by Kevin Scott, and then we have Juan Jose Rip on art. Alvin. Alvin's like, I want to talk about Venom. Alvin, you're too loud. Dead or alive or both. Oh, someone's saying this cover is unsettling. It is, but I kind of like it for a zombie cover, you know? I think it works for that. As the two Venoms face off, a darker strain of symbiote has slithered across New York City, one that can reanimate the dead, don't threaten me with more Marvel zombies, and turn the living into an engine of mindless hunger with just one bite. That's right, zombie symbiotes making symbiote zombies, and you thought they liked eating brains before. Are you ready? We're doing more zombies. Venom War, Carnage. So if you're collecting Venom and X-Men, RIP, Venom War, Carnage. Even more tongue. He came to the other door. There are 2 ways to... Oh, Alvin. Come around to the front. I'll let Alvin in. Hold on. Alvin. Alvin. Come here. Come here. Let's come in. Come in. You can come in. People like you. You can come in. You can come in. Oh. All right. We're reading about Venom War Carnage number 1 of 3. This is by Torm Grunbeck, and then writing, then we have Perry Perez on art. You can't have a war without carnage. Someone, Matt Tosco says, Alvin scares me. Alvin's a happy kitty. He's just loud. He's very loud. Okay. You can't have a war without carnage. As Dylan and Meridius rally their troops, Carnage has plans of his own. Could they involve the new deadly 2 symbiotes weapon he discovered in Carnage number 8? And whose side will he ultimately be on? But it's saying that the series should be just as blood-soaked as you hoped it would be, but does it have one of those blood bags? Because it sounds like it should have one. Is this another Greg Land cover? It is. Haha. Identified on site. This is Spider-Man Venom War. There's something about the smile in this. I don't know. It's unsettling me a little bit. Oh no, Theo. Theo is here. Theo never wants to be on camera. Oh, I can't believe that Theo came up. That never happens. Venom War, Spider-Man #1. Okay, this is Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig writing, and Greg Land on the art and doing the cover. We have the Spider-Man in black. Eddie Brock wants the symbiote. Dylan Brock wants the symbiote, but they're forgetting about the first host to ever wear the black, Peter Parker, unless you count all those retcons they did. That's right, Spider-Man is back in black again, and this time he's liking how it fits him. Maybe the winner of the Venom War could be the OG. Oh, we have an homage cover here to the Punisher, to the one with the Punisher on it. This is Venom War. The tongue is increasing each time we see it. It's just getting more and more. I think this is the most extreme of the ones that we've seen so far. Venom #36. This is Jerome Grombeck writing and Kafu on art and the cover. And there's a Disco Dazzler variant, but we haven't decided yet, but it's going to be there. Venom War rages on as Eddie and Dylan Brock's father/son war breaks out. Another Dylan Brock is on a mission to make sure things go the way they're supposed to. And he's an older Dylan Brock. That's right. Old Man Venom is jumping through time to guarantee the correct victor in the Venom War, starting with a jaunt that takes him right into Spider-Man's history. Braxton Sindlar, thank you very much. Just watched your new video about your favorite comic books. I personally love more based on your favorites. Please make more. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Maybe. I always have to work myself up to doing the more casual videos. You would think it would be the other way around, but it's not. Venomverse Reborn. There is more Venom in August than I was anticipating. I don't know what I was anticipating, but it wasn't this much Venom. It's here, though. Venomverse Reborn, #3 of 4. We have a lot of people here. We have Jerry Dugan, Steve Fox, Ryan North, Nal Ewing writing. We have Kay Zama, Matthew Waite, Danilo S. Beyruth, and more. A Venom for every universe. Our journey of Venomverse begins across... Our journey of Venomverse beings across the multiverse continues with darkness, light, and everything in between. First up, we have Jerry Dugan brings us the tragic tale of Venom's biggest fan. Then Ryan North and Matthew Waite bring us a surprising tale of Venom Rex. Next up is the reveal of the all-new symbiote who fights Spider-Verse breakout star Web Weaver from Steve Fox and Kay Zama, and it's all wrapped up in a special black suit spun by Al Ewing and Lil S. Beyruth. That didn't tell us a lot, but Venomverse things. Snapu, thank you very much. Who greenlights these events in lots of quotes anyway? Well, people are probably going to pick like a decent amount of these up, especially the X-Men ones. Blood Hunters. We got Blood Hunters because remember, we also have vampires. The vampires are still happening. Hey, we need to catch back up with her. I was following her. Blood Hunters, 1 of 5. Erica Schultz writing, Robert Gill on art. Marvel's newest team takes to the streets to clean up the aftermath of Blood Hunt, namely hunting down the remaining vampires who threaten to spill innocent blood, including the deadly super vamps of the Blood Coven. But when Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, gets caught in the crosshairs, Need we say it? There will be blood. Don't miss the beginning of an epic new adventure. They drink your milkshake because you had to pay so much money for this comic. Werewolf by Night. Red Band. Explicit content. And then we have a nice one over here, yanking a head off. And a Saturday morning variant. Here it is. Werewolf by Night. Red Band, #1. Jason Liu writing. Sergio Villa on art. Full Moon Rise, Werewolf Kill. Jack Russell has been trying to live a simple life, but in the deadly and dramatic wake of the blood hunt, his life is about to be turned upside down in ways he never imagined. They never do. With new enemies hoping to extract a literal pound of flesh, and Jack unsure if he can be trusted around old allies and a lost love. The original Werewolf by Night is in for the fight of his life, and he's in it alone, polybagged for your protection. For my protection. Ooh, they have the order code here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there. Order the foil pricing. That's a nice one. Spider Society. So many spiders. So many. All right. Spider Society, 1 of 4. This is by Alex Segura writing, and then art, we'll figure it out. Pete Woods on cover. Every spider character you love and some you haven't met yet. May the first meeting of the Spider Society commence. That's right. Every spider character you love and some you haven't met yet, which was the above line, all show up in the same room for the most crazy meeting the multiverse has ever seen. That's right. Every spider you just said that, will be in the same room for the most crazy meeting the multiverse has ever seen. Don't miss this. I don't care for the solicit. Don't miss the start of this incredible new miniseries. Spider-Man, Black Suit and Blood. This is one of those splashes of color issues. Do you agree, Alvin? Yes, you do. I know. Hey, Alvin. Alvin, you can express your opinions, but don't move the microphone. I do kind of like how the looming shadow thing they've got going on there. All right. We have multiple choice. I don't like how the red is centralized on this. I get that it's for her hair, but it makes it look a bit unbalanced, in my opinion. Then we got the inverse colors here. That's nice. Spider-Man, Black Suit and Blood, 1 of 4. Lots of people, because this is one of those anthology things. An all-star lineup of writers and artists assembled to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Spider-Man's iconic black costume. Black, white, and blood style. So we have Jamie Mateus returns to the pages of Craven's Last Hunt to tell a never-before-seen tale of Spidey's past. James Straczynski rips Peter Parker and the symbiote's heart out, and Dustin Nguyen's stunning take on the wall crawler will bring Spidey to uncharted heights against the backdrop of Dustin's groundbreaking visual style. I do like his art a lot, so that should look quite nice. Marvel Spidey and his amazing friends. These ones are for the kids. It's Spidey time. This is Steve Bailing writing. Swing into adventure with Spidey, Ghost Spider, and Spin as they team up with heroic friends and face off against Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and more. This new monthly comic features easy-to-read stories starring Peter, Gwen, and Miles from Spidey and his amazing friends, My First Comic Reader. Perfect for young Spidey fans of all ages. Readers will also love testing their super smarts and skills with loads of fun bonus activities. So these are like activity books. They're pretty cute. Chasm, Curse of Cain. For all of you who were missing Chasm, here we go. Chasm, the Curse of Cain. 1 of 4. Written by Steve Fox, and then we have Andrea Brocardo on art. Kane Parker is on a mission to track down his fellow clone, Ben Reilly, but has becoming Chasm made Ben beyond saving, or is there an even more menacing presence pulling his strings? I do like seeing Kane. Spider-Man Reign 2, but it looks like Spider 2 Man Reign the way they've organized it. But this is Spider-Man Reign 2. The one that people always like to bring up because of Mary Jane and the way she died. This is Kari Andrews, who's writing, art, all of it, everything. And we've got bullet points. Let's go. Old Man Peter returns to the past. Can he save the future? And more importantly, Mary Jane. Not if Miles Morales has anything to say about it. You don't want to miss the latest chapter of the most notorious Spidey story ever. Is it the most notorious? I mean, if you listen to Kari Andrews' interviews, he maintains that it is not what people think it is, which is they think that it's certain intimate contact fluids that caused her death. But he's like, no, it wasn't. It was other things. But still, it persists. Is it the most notorious Spidey story, though? Iron Fist. Kung Fu and Gung Fu action in the mighty Marvel manner. Iron Fist. All right, what are we doing, Danny? Oh, a Sabretooth cover. It's not my fave, but it's nice to see Sabretooth there. He debuted in Iron Fist. Iron Fist 50th anniversary special. Lots of people. We got Chris Claremont, Alyssa Wong, Justina Ireland, Frank Thierry, and Jason Liu. Then we got Lan Medina, Von Randall, Alina Casagrande, Ty Templeton, and Will Spartaccio. All right. Celebrating 50 years of the immortal protector of Kunlun. Let's go. Bullet points. Are they going to tell us anything about it, though? Kinda. The legacy of the Iron Fist is a long-lived legend spanning centuries, all the way back. Oh, no, not back. Don't take us all the way back to be no more dinosaurs. How far back are we going to go? All right. So we're going to get Current Tale from Alyssa Wong, Iron Fist. And then we have... They're saying who's featuring it. This one doesn't have like a proper, like, what's going to happen in it. It's more like, that's not all. The future of Danny Rand rests in the hands of, but they don't really give you, if you like Iron Fist, this is going to be one of those anthology series, it looks like. Ultimate Black Panther. The way these are drawn, I know they're vines, but the shape of them out of the corner of my eye when I first glanced at it looked like Christmas lights to me, but they are vines. He's encased in vines. Hand in the foreground. Ultimate Black Panther number 7. This is written by Brian Hill, and then we have Stefano Caselli on art. War of the Kingdoms starts here, because by this point they're getting into their second arcs. While T'Challa has sought to grow his power, so too have the forces of Moon Knight. And with access to unique new resources, with access to a unique new resource, I can do it. It's not that late. Ra and Khonshu are stronger than ever. How will Wakanda stand in its resistance against the kings of the upper and lower kingdoms? And is T'Challa prepared to bear the consequences of tapping into such dangerous wells of power? All right, we have the Ultimates, because we're expanding into even more second Ultimate Universe titles. The Ultimates. This is by Ultimates number 3, Knees Camp, and then we have Juan Frigeri on art. Introducing the She-Hulk, and she's gray. The Ultimates search for a means of destroying the Maker's most powerful pawn, the Hulk. And in the process, they uncover an army of Hulks hidden away from the world, with She-Hulk at the helm. Ultimate X-Men, which is continuing to be very much its own thing. I don't mind, but I can see why it's off-putting for some. It very much feels very separate. This is Ultimate X-Men number 6, Peace Momoko. All of it. The action-packed finality of the first arc. Armor, Maelstrom, and the rest of the team hunt down the mysterious Shadow. But is this group of scrappy teens prepared to face true darkness? And don't miss the reveal of the final member of the group on the last page. Ultimate Spider-Man. Number 8. This is Jonathan Hickman writing and Marco Tichetto on art. Kingpin's Sinister Six. Kingpin gathers a team to deal with his masked vigilante problem, but a group of supervillains isn't the only challenge Spider-Man will face. Meanwhile, Green Goblin joins forces with Doc Ock? Question mark? Daredevil, Woman Without Fear. Kind of digging this one. The cover, I mean. Daredevil, Woman Without Fear, number 2 of 4. This is by Erica Schultz, and then we have Michael Dowling on the art. Daredevil versus the Punisher. Spiraling out of the chaos of the main Daredevil series, Elektra has learned a horrifying truth. Though whispered about in shadows and dive bars, her worst suspicions have been confirmed. A dangerous and violent new Punisher has been born in the Marvel Universe, and Daredevil is dead in his sights. All right, Namor. Oh, poor Namor. What's Namor up to? In number 2 of 8. Ooh, 8. Look at you, Namor. 8 issues. Jason Aaron writing. Then we have Alex Linz and Paul Davidson on art. The War of the Seven Kings rages. Barbarian hordes have gathered on the sunless plains of Otamok Deep, 28,000 feet below the waves. They howl with bloodlust, ready to scour every inch of ocean to find the most hated traitor in all the seas. But that won't be necessary now. Stop clicking. I'm not done. Here comes Namor, the submariner, fallen king of Atlantis, to swim the crimson swim. Yes, I just talked to my hand. My finger just clicked. It's like, move on. Move on from Namor. Sue's not there. Just keep going. Wolverine, the Infinity Watch. Which makes me feel like just automatically think of an actual watch. Wolverine, the Infinity Watch. Wolverine Annual number 1. Infinity Watch variant covers, because Infinity Watch Part 5. Wolverine versus Infinity Watch, and the whole world hangs... Oh, hold on. Ezra Clayton Daniels writing, and then we have Yildiray Cinar and Sarah Pichelli on art. Wolverine versus Infinity Watch, and the whole world hangs in the balance. Logan's efforts to rescue a community from destruction are upended when the new Infinity Watch crashes into town. The claws come out to protect the innocents, but can even adamantium withstand the raw power of the Infinity Stones? The best there is must summon the best he's got to survive. Plus, Derek Landy and Sarah Pichelli bring Nick Fury's investigation to a head as he closes in on the Death Stone bearer. The Incredible Hulk. We're also doing Infinity Watch stuff with this annual Incredible Hulk Annual number 1. Derek Landy writing. Jeff Shaw and Sarah Pichelli on art. Infinity Watch Part 6. The Mad Titan Thanos carves a path of destruction to his next doomed target, the current bearer of the Mind Stone. But there's a very big, very green, and very, very, very angry Hulk standing in Thanos' way. Introducing the master of the Mind Stone, World Mind. The Amazing Spider-Man. There he is, being amazing. There he is, being disco. It's almost worth it for the little corner bit. Amazing Spider-Man number 55. Zeb Wells writing and Emilio Laiso on art. The last arc nearly killed Spider-Man. Others weren't so lucky. Peter hopes to take a breath, but gets a new challenge to face in this, the 949th legacy issue of Amazing Spider-Man. This is the last domino to fall as we head into our next big centennial. The Amazing Spider-Man. More. 56, legacy number 950. I never know how I feel about when they bust out the legacy numbering. I like the big numbers. I really do. I wish we'd just leave them. All right. Zeb Wells and more. John Romita Jr. and more. Tombstone returns in a special oversized legacy 950. The newest kingpin of crime will show his power to the other gangs of New York City by publicly killing Spider-Man. And of course, the easiest way to get to Spider-Man is to kidnap Peter Parker. On top of our oversized main adventure, this issue includes some new instant classic stories. We are not going to tell you what they are, though. You will have to trust us. Just trust us. Source, trust me, bro. Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual. Number 1. Okay, Cody Ziegler, Curtis Baxter, and more. David Baldione and more. Vamos a San Juan. Miles Morales and the fam are headed on a family vacation to San Juan, Puerto Rico. But his mom, Rio, his relatives, Miles has never met. I'm sorry, Alvin. I know. I read that poorly. Relatives with secrets that could turn Spidey's world upside down. Miles Morales Spider-Man. Number 23. Cody Ziegler writing, and then we have Federico Vicentini on art. Disco Dazzler variant cover, also available. Alvin just muted my mic? He headbutted it. You all saw it. No, we're still reading. Miles Morales is Spider-Man, complete with all the uncanny abilities of a spider, super strength, wall crawling, unquenchable thirst for blood. While the Vulture swoops in on Brooklyn, Miles' vampiric curse and thirst for blood grows stronger every second. He must find a cure. His mom, his dad, his sister, no one is safe. But is he still one of the good guys? Can the heroes of NYC still trust a Spider-Man who must feed on the living? Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. I like this cover a lot. More than that one, I like the kind of horror element of the other one. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider number 4 by Stephanie Phillips. And then we have Paolo Villanelli on art. Alvin. A fresh start? Okay, so we talk about the team. Gwen faces off with a classic 616 villain. Faces will come off. Literally. They're going to take her face off. Plus, Jessica Jones gives Gwen a chance at a fresh start. Spider-Boy. Number 10. I forgot this was still going. Dan Slott writing, and then we have Nathan Stockman and Paco Medina on art. Spider-Boy meets the Spider Warriors. Be careful, because each and every one of them is powered by spider blood. Spider blood? Yes, radioactive spider blood. Guest starring the Spider Society. I note what they did. I see it. And featuring an event that will forever change how Spider-Man and Spider-Boy relate to each other. A major status quo change that will have massive repercussions for the two of them. So this is way too many. It's a lot, right? Venom, separation anxiety, but a different one this time. I like how the rhino looks on this cover. Separation anxiety number 4 of 5. This is David Michelini, and then we have Gerardo Sandoval on art. Eddie Brock is Venom, or he was. With every passing second, that becomes less true as the Purple Man's hold over Eddie's symbiote partner grows and Eddie's bond weakens. Venom risks everything on one final stand to put the Purple Man down for good. Only Brock didn't figure on the Rhino's return. Spider-Woman. Number 10. Steve Fox writing and Adiguara, on art. Last issue's shocking revelations lead to a brutal fight that will push Spider-Woman and the Assembly to their limits. Hydra stole Jess's son. What can she take from them? Their lives. And who among the Assembly will survive to begin a new life as champions? The cough came back. It's because it's so much. I believe. I will not be defeated by Solicits. They will not take me down. The Spectacular Spider-Man. Spider-Men. Sorry, the Spectacular Spider-Men. I got distracted by Black Cat on the bottom of this cover. The Spectacular Spider-Men. All right, number 6. Greg Weisman writing. Humberto Ramos on art. Deadpool and Wolverine extraction variant. The noose tied by Arcade, Mentalo, and their mysterious benefactor Titans on our 2 Spider-Men. Things already looked bleak, and when you meet the newest Spider villain who makes their debut this issue. what? Things already looked bleak. And when you meet the newest spider villain who makes their debut this issue, oh, and then it just continues in the next sentence, but it's a bullet point. Well, we may have to turn our title from Spider-Man to Spider-Man, but we can't because we already have that. Plus, part 7 of Deadpool / Wolverine, Weapon X Extraction. The Amazing Spider-Man, we have a facsimile here. This is 259. Okay, so it's facsimile. Don't need to read it. Are we in the facsimiles? Are we free? Almost. This is also a reprint, obviously, because they're doing all the black costume stuff, so it makes sense that this is here. Giant size Thor. We're not free. I like this one, though. Oh, that's a cute one. Giant size Thor. Al Ewing writing, Brian Level on art. A giant size Thor spectacular guest starring Hercules. Thor, Allfather, and Hercules, god of heroes, had joined forces many times as fast friends and fierce rivals, but never before like this. For in the farthest reaches of space, the deific duo faced the greatest and most terrifying war machine ever created, and it bore the Thunderer's face. This is the story of the giant-sized Thor. Also reprinting, Bob Harris and Jackson Weiss. It's Thor 365. Oh, so you get a reprint in here. We're doing that again. Okay. Fantastic Four, which has a nice Alex Ross cover. Number 23, Ryan North, still writing, and then we have Carlos Gomez on art. Disco Dazzler variant. The world is recovering from Blood Hunt, so they say, and Johnny and Sue take Joe and Nikki to NYC for a bit of a break. But when a cosmic incident from outer space threatens 40% of the planet, the whole team is forced to meet in New York and get to the bottom of what's really going on. The Fantastic Four will need teamwork, cleverness, and an old vehicle dug out of storage to save the world, plus some super science. And that's before the aliens show up. Johnny Storm gets in over his head in this Johnny narrated issue. Fantastic Four. More Fantastic Four. I'm waiting for this mustache to come off of Johnny. That's a good point. Rashid is asking who goes to Marvel New York for a break. I know, it's not safe. A person isn't safe. All right, same creative team. Earth is being invaded by subatomic particles from the other side of the universe. Again, but what terrible secret do they hold inside? As Mr. Fantastic discovers the horrifying truth, he finds out something worse. There are some things in the universe that even he and his family's powers can't stop. And when everyone in the Baxter building is close to being overwhelmed, a voyage to the end of time and space may well be Mr. Fantastic's only option. Voyage from the subatomic to the intergalactic in this re-narrated issue. Are they going to shrink down in size? Are we Fantastic Voyaging it? Is that what we're doing? The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk disco variant. I'm so glad we got to see this one. They keep talking about them, but now we're seeing it. Is it worth it? Would you get the disco variant? Angry Hulk on this cover. Incredible Hulk number 15 by Philip Kennedy Johnson writing, and then we have Danny Earls on art. The origin of evil. As Eldest's plans draw Hulk even nearer to Las Vegas, she remembers a time thousands of years ago, the terrible empire she ruled then until her fateful encounter with the first Hulk, and Kidu brought it all to ruin, making them enemies forever. Don't miss the origin of Eldest, as the two-part story Lament for a Fallen Crown starts here. The Incredible Hulk. Even more. They are releasing so much. In the conclusion of Lament for a Fallen Crown, the first Hulk and Kidu brings Eldest's empire of monsters crashing down, but he's met his match in Eldest, the first and most powerful of Earth's ancient demigods. Can Eldest use Enkidu's flesh to finally open the Mother of Horror's divine prison, or will the power of the Green Door be too much even for her? Eldest's plans and the story of Enkidu are laid bare in this shocking conclusion. Oh... Vengeance of the Moon Knight. I like this cover. Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 8. Jed McKay writing, and then we have Devmila Premanik on art. The end of the Midnight Mission, joined once again by guest star. Okay, Jed McKay continues his senses-shattering saga, starring Moonlight. Still reeling from the revelations of the last two issues, the members of the Midnight Mission find themselves once more asked to do the impossible. But can they? Oh, it's gonna be so dramatic too. But can they? Or like Mark Spector, will their luck finally run out? Phases of the Moon Knight. Number 1 of 4. This is by Benjamin Percy and Erica Schultz. Then we have Rod Reyes and Emmanuel Garcia on art. Illuminating lost lunar lore. Gotta redeem myself. Though he is among the most recent, Mark Spector is far from the first fist of Khonshu. The true history and depth of the legacy of the Moon Knight has been shrouded in the mystery of antiquity until now. Featuring an awesome assembly of creators from across the industry, Phases of the Moon Knight begins with a story of the Moon Knight you know as he enacts his unique and violent vision of justice. Plus, an all-new Moon Knight from the Marvel Universe's ancient past, the Moon Knight of the Old Crusades, forged in the crucible of a holy war. What long-forgotten secrets in the Marvel Universe are waiting to be discovered in his saga? I feel redeemed. That was a solid read. Scarlet Witch. I've seen this cover floating around. I like the coloring on it, the glow on it. It's nice. Scarlet Witch. Number 3, Steve Orlando writing, and then we have Russ Dodderman, the whole names are here, and Takabo Kamagni on art. Lore returns. I want to see the disco variant for this. Scarlet Witch's fight to reach the land of the living puts her face to face with her necromantic multiversal counterpart. Lore won't stop until her death at Wanda's hands is avenged, but another one of Wanda's nemeses may hold the key to her survival. Marvel 85th anniversary special, celebrating 85 years. Lots of people, many people. Oh, okay. 72 pages, $8. In the far future of the 85th century, the exploits of the heroes of the Marvel age are the stuff of legend, half remembered but still celebrated. Come with us now on a tour of the greatest museum in all the cosmos, in which the few surviving relics of those bygone days have been assembled. Like the Avengers, each piece tells a unique story about the contest of champions and how it wrought an end to the age of heroes, about the greatest triumph of Miss Marvel and the final secret exploit of Excalibur, and more. Marvel's greatest storytellers gather to commemorate the whole of Marvel history in a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. I'm intrigued a little bit. I do like anniversary specials where they promise to pay homage to old things. That tugs at me a tiny bit. Doctor Strange. It's a nice Alex Ross cover. Jed McKay writing. Then we have Pascal Ferry on art. The Blood Hunt is over, but Doctor Strange's world has changed. I mean, he did get stabbed a lot. What comes next for the master of the mystic arts? Is it really time to say goodbye? The Immortal Thor. Number 14. Al Ewing writing, and then we have Jan Bazaldua on art. Allfather versus Skyfather in a 775th issue clash of titans. Thor and Hercules were trapped in a realm of endless night, where NYX and their children were at their full power. But there was it's probably NYX, but I'm so used to the other title. But there was a greater danger caged in this dark realm. Zeus, king of the Greek gods. And when twin thunders, I wanted to say thunderers, met, could either survive. This is the story of the immortal Thor. This is a story all about how. And the second test of 3. Captain America. But look, do you see at the side there? We're close to the bottom. We're doing it. I will not be defeated. This is a challenge now. Challenge accepted. Ooh, I like that one. The shattering at the top is nice. Captain America number 12, J.M. Straczynski writing, and Jesus Saiz on art. Death has come to Earth and intends to take humanity off the playing field. Captain America has assembled the change agents who can save everyone, but is it too little, too late? Nice, sweet, succinct. Yes. Daredevil. Regular Daredevil. Bullseye looks very creepy on this cover. I like it. Daredevil number 12, Saladin Ahmed writing, and then we have Aaron Kuder on art. Bullseye, it just says Bullseye there. Bullseye. After the pulse-pounding frenzy that started in Daredevil number 8, Matt Murdock and Elektra Natchios are surrounded by their deadliest foes. The vow Elektra and Matt have taken as Daredevil will face its greatest challenge yet, as they must protect not only themselves, but also all of Hell's Kitchen from Bullseye's dastardly designs. Hellverine, which is just fun to say. Regardless of what happens, it is fun to say. 4 of 4. Benjamin Percy writing. Julius Ota on art. Bagra Ghul has come for Logan's soul, but when the heat is on, who will survive the Hellverine or the Wolverine? Get Fury. 4 of 6. Garth Ennis writing and Jason Burrows on art. Frank Castle begins the suicide mission to rescue Nick Fury. But if you know Frank Castle, he's not usually the one who ends up dead in an impossible situation. The CIA, however, doesn't quite understand Castle's capabilities and employ drastic measures to ensure that Castle and Fury don't leave Hanoi alive. This is explicit. They're not kidding. Which, I mean, if you've read Garth Ennis, shouldn't be surprising. Ghost Rider, Final Vengeance. The Final Vengeance, number 6. Benjamin Percy writing, Danny Kim on art. Johnny Blaze closes in on the hood as his empire crumbles. I know there's one person who's always asking for a Danny Ketch retrospective, and whenever I see Ghost Rider, I remember, I'm like, Danny Ketch. What deal is the new Ghost Rider willing to make to hold on to his power? And what lengths will he go to in order to remain the hero of his story? Can he be the hero of his own story? Okay, we're at the Star Wars ones, but we're committed. We're near the bottom. Star Wars Ahsoka. Oh, there's so many variants. Look, we're getting even ever closer. We inch. That one's nice. Star Wars Ahsoka, number 2. Rodney Barnes writing. George Genti art. Toil and Trouble. Ahsoka and General Hera Syndulla travel to New Republic shipyards and make an unexpected discovery. The adaptation of the hit Disney Plus series, they're adapting it. Okay. That is a choice that they made. Star Wars Inquisitors. There we go. 2 of 4. Rodney Barnes writing. Ramon Rosales on art. Darth Vader sends fifth brother on a mission to kill a Jedi legend. The Emperor has had most of the Jedi exterminated after the events of Order 66. Some have escaped. The Inquisitors are charged with hunting the survivors down, but there is one, a knight called Tensu Rune, who is on Darth Vader's most wanted list. Look, the bottom. Who is Tensu Rune, and what threat does he pose to the Dark Lords? We did it. We did it. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was a lot. I did not look at this before I pulled it up. We just went in there. Okay. That was Fine Piper says I feel older. I do too. Oh my goodness. We've been on a journey together. Common Sense number. Thank you. Okay. So I said number because I'm so used to reading all the thing. Based on Blood Hunt Midnight Suns, it seems Johnny lost Zarathos again. Who should be the main Ghost Rider? Danny Ketch or Robbie Reyes or both of them? Oh my goodness. I like both. I have a soft spot for both. I have started rereading Danny, so I do really want to do that retrospective. So the person who always asks, I don't think you're here tonight, but I really do want to do that. It's going to be fun. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe how I barely remember some of them because there were so many. Oh, okay. What do we remember? What do we want? If anything, I need to now go back in my mind. I, of course, remember all the disco No, I remember the Xbox because they were at the start, and just because there's been so much news about them, and those solicits I've seen multiple times. So those ones are there. The Venom stuff, just because there was so much of it. So I'm remembering some of that. Uh Helverine is fun to say. So oh, the ultimate stuff. Okay, it's trickling back in. That was, I cannot believe, there's no way. There's no way you could get all of that. I don't think you're supposed to. But my word. For those who are interested in picking things up, what will you be picking up? I will definitely be getting some of the X books. I'll be there for that. But August is also the month of the Gotham City Sirens releasing every single week. That I will be there for. Punchline is there, and they shone the Punchline signal in the sky, and I'll be there to talk about it because it's fun, and I like following her, and that's just a thing that we do now. So we'll see how many of these. I don't even know how many of them I'll read right away. How many of you are keeping up with things as they're coming out? Because I'm oftentimes catching up. I just caught up on World's Finest the other day because people alerted me. They're like, "There's Jimmy's," and I need to be there when Jimmy Olsen shows up. Which reminds me, people have been poking me to do Justice League the Nail, and I think that would be fun if we want to talk about Jimmy. I want to talk about Jimmy. Which X books do you think would be fun to look at if we're going to be looking at some of those? I am tempted to go and get. Now I'm thinking about that Wolverine omnibus that was on sale. Oh, Theo's here. I can hear Theo. He's scratching at the door. But I finally have a settled Alvin, and they'll unsettle if they're together because they're brothers, and they like to get into trouble together. That's what happened to the Galactus statue. Is Theo knocked it over? So, and I keep saying I'm going to glue it. It's become one of those tasks. I'm like, I'm going to do that. Going to fix that step. Going to glue that thing. Whew. That was a lot. It's so late now. I poured a coffee. I can't drink it now. That's madness. I'll drink the water and the juice that I brought up, but that was a lot. But I feel accomplished for reading all of it. If this was a video game, there'd be a little like, you read all the solicits that would pop up. I get a Marvel No Prize for reading all of their solicits. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad that there were fewer Star Wars ones, because if they had the same amount they normally have of that would have been, oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. Hold on, Alvin. Must you breathe into the microphone? Ben Chan, thank you very much. I feel like X Factor will be an interesting train wreck, especially if they're going to be influencers. I'm so curious as to what influencer angle they're going to go with, because I feel like when they talk about influencers, they're usually at least a couple of years behind what the current trends are, or they fall into the trap. Sometimes I've seen this a lot with TikTok of taking satirical content as actual content. Sometimes there's even like a hashtag satire or hashtag comedy in it. And then you'll see an entire news story about, I can't believe this troubling new trend. And it's like, oh dear. Oh dear. So we shall see. Phoenix Gundam has made me laugh with this 300. This madness. This is solicits. The DC ones were much more succinct. Yes, Alvin has much to say. Let them see you. You're stuck because you won't let me trim your claws. That's why. You need to let me. You need to be a good cat. Huh. So what are all of you reading more of these days? Are you reading more Marvel, more DC, more indie? What are you checking out? And how frequently are you checking it out? I'm definitely in the eyeing the big compendiums and collections mood again, collecting a lot of those. That's always nice. I'm just trying to see which ones have most of the issues that I'm missing. Always on the hunt to see if that Sandman Mystery Theater Compendium Volume 2 is around, or if they've got the latest Metro book. Fingers crossed. They're so close. They're so close. Like, please don't stop. Benton Havoc. Hello, fellow kids. Oh, we shall see. I'm curious. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of classic stuff as well. Always going back to look at the older stuff for fun. Looking at some of the Jack Cole stuff recently because of the facsimile, and remembering how many of those people, like the Human Bomb and Firebrand, that I want to find time to talk about. Oh wow, Phoenix Gundam says that they got to read Meta Barons. Oh, nice. Now that's one to get through. That's an interesting read. Oh, I did Starhenge, Volume 1. Speaking of interesting reads, I got that one. I borrowed from the library because I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. So I was like, let's test it out and then we'll see. I am so glad I took it out of the bag before my kids got to it. I was not expecting all of the X-ratedness. So it was interesting to see all the different art styles in it. I'm still not sure how I felt about it. I'm still processing Starhenge. So we shall see if it ends up being talked about. But there's a write-up at the end by Liam Sharp where it just says, I didn't write this for you, but I couldn't have done it without you, and I'm glad you read it. And it was just, I don't know, it had strange vibes. Yes, be a villain, kitty. You never settle, though. You're a poor villain, kitty, because you never settle. There we go. I cannot believe how much time those lessons took off. I'm still recovering. Also, it's amazing from last month when we had, I think it was 2 months ago when we last read Marvel, when we had all of those Blood Hunt. And then we're in August. Like, Blood Hunt's done. And they're cleaning up the street. It's just the contrast. This is why these weren't really meant for public consumption, but I enjoy them anyway. I like it, even though it's not for us, but it's still fun. I find it fun. Doug, thank you very much. I will pay a handsome sum for Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane on me. Get on it, DC. I will too. There are 2 of us. That's at least 2 sales right there. They did reprint some of her Otter stories, some of the imaginary stories back in the day when they were really printing a lot of obscure stuff. It's easier to find the greatest imaginary tales than her stories, but some of them are out there. So if you're looking, and some of her issues, if you really want to collect them, don't go for as much as some of the other stuff, especially if you're not a person who cares too much for all the grading and all that, if you're just getting it to actually read it. So let me yeah, that would happen. Nobody says some Canadian woman bought 28 copies. You got to make sure. What if there's a fire or a flood? You got to protect your Lois Lane Omni. 3 sales, says Lamania. That's right. There are dozens of us. Dozens of us. I would actually love that, in all seriousness. I would love that. I would love Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. I think there's value in having those collected. It's just I'm not sure if it would, make back its print cost. And I like to imagine. Person can dream. It's always fun to go back and look at those. I'm planning this, but okay, my dream next big all-encompassing, we're going to put all the issues in a row like I did for Jimmy Olsen transforms into stuff, is Lois Lane gets powers. Lois Lane gets powers in the Silver Age is a time, and it's a lot of fun, and they often put her in the villainous color scheme, which raises questions. So that would be a fun one to do. One I have actually scripted but haven't filmed is Superman on Red K, which I've broken up into parts because some of them are so hilarious that I really went into them. because there's one where Superman meets his past self, and you have not seen anybody hate their past self as much as adult Superman hates child Superboy. And it's one of the funniest, it's one of the funniest issues. I love it so much. No, Elithador is saying that they delayed the Astro City Omni again. No. James Bund is asking, who would you want to write a modern run of Lois Lane? Who's writing? They're doing a Rainbow. It's Rainbow Rowell, the one who's doing the backup right now. I'm not sure. I'm more curious what I would want the modern Lois to be. I'm like, what kind of story would I want it to be? Part of what I like about the classic Lois is that they're just so off the rails and fun. Sometimes I find that the ones get a bit hung up on confining her into she needs to be a very serious investigative journalist, and like that is interesting, but you can also do more fun stuff with Lois too. She can still do that, but her adventures can be outlandish, and it can be like what we looked at last time, I think it was, or maybe the time before, the great perfume scheme in Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane 11, where they were trying to trick her so that they can market perfume. Just off the rail stuff like that. More of that. Ben Chan is saying Tom King. I would want to see that. Who is getting turned into a dark supervillain in the Tom King Lois Lane maxi series? Let's place our bets on who that would be. Steve Lombard. It's Lombard. It's going to be Dark Lombard. Calling it now if that were to happen. Patrick Gerard says, I'd want Chip Zdarsky. Oh, people are just talking about feuds now. People who are feuding with people. Yeah, there are feuds out there. Someone saying Jimmy. Jimmy's already been evil. We already had Jimmy. We got to pick somebody else to be Cat Grant. I don't think we'd do that. I think we'd have to have like a sad backstory for Cat. We're going to have like a whole issue of Cat crying or something like that. Dylan the Villain says B-Boy would have his revenge in the Tom King run. I would read that. I would read a run where it was just all these forgotten characters come back, like Superboy, now Superman. You promised you'd help us, but you forgot about us. It would be like the Adam Strange one, only the dark secret would be that Superman never went back and helped these people. Oh, Matthew Prower, thank you very much. May have missed a lot, but not gonna lie, that Donald Wolverine thing Marvel is doing must be like the first time Disney's made Mickey comics with the Marvel. Oh yeah, they are doing that. They are doing that little cute crossover type thing. I forgot about that. In the sea of solicits that are now awash inside of my brain. Chem Doc says, I need more Masterform stories. Yes, that's what we need to bring back. It's going to be the new From the Ashes line. We'll bring back the Masterform and still not explain what it is. Ooh, we can put in the influencer story and we'll just have it in the background of scenes. Just the Masterform. Hashtag Masterform. Sponsored by Masterform. Let's have fun with it. Masterform can be the Raid Shadow Legends of X Factor. Oh my goodness. I've seen Raid Shadow Legends, their briefs, not just because they have asked to work with me, but also because I've, on the other channel I worked on years ago, I've seen the briefs, and one of the lines was, it's not a line anymore, so I can say it now, was, wow, look at that dragon. It lives rent-free in my head. Sometimes as you're living my life, I think, wow, look at that dragon. Just imagining how you could say that credibly. I admire the people who can do the credible line read. Wow, look at that dragon. Yes, but it'll have to be darker than that, James. We need to get even darker for Cat. Oh, Nanosec is asking, ever been interested in Dial H for Hero? Yes. Yes, all iterations of Dial H for Hero. Classic, dark and broody, revamp that they did for the Wonder, when they were doing the little Wonder line with Brian Michael Bendis things over there. Dr. Superstition says, wow, look at that dragon, me watching Game of Thrones. That sounds like the tagline you would put on when you would have like the DVD covers and the Blu-ray covers, just on the back in quotes. Wow, look at that drag. It's better than some of the taglines you see, on the back of books where it's just one word. It's just impressive or wow. I would be so upset if I wrote a book and that was the kind of stuff they clipped. I want at least a full sentence. Give me a full sentence. Oh. Ben Chan says Kat doesn't even know what reporting is. Stop. You're making me laugh with all of the Tom King memes. For me, Tom King as a writer, it can be hit or miss. It depends. It depends what it is. Oh, Troy Taylor says, morning, everyone. Is it morning? Is it morning where you are? It's not quite morning yet, but it will be soon. Venom Ocean says, bruh, my review of Sasha's book. You see, but that's funny, though. If they were all just statements like that just make it sound like it's very confusing or odd or really niche specific, that could be fun. Aw, you're so sweet. Jonathan Stewart asks, are you going to finish covering the Adventures of Vampire Dick? DC versus vampires. My arch nemesis. No, it's not. Maybe. It's a maybe. We shall see. I feel like I should. The completionist in me feels like I should. Dr. Superstition says, oof, the New York Times. Can we get a Y from Variety? Why? It says, no, we need a but why though. There we go. Now we've got more words. But why though? That should be my autobiography. But why though? The Sasha story? Oh. I know. They phrased it that way on purpose, Arkham Slayers, that because we're making that was a dick pun because of his name. I don't care. Dick Grayson forever. No more. No Rick. Rick no more. It did go downhill. This DC versus Vampires did genuinely go downhill for me when Hal died. And I'm not just saying that. I really enjoyed Hal in that series, and some of the fun died with Hal, I have to say. He was just so over the top in it. And they tried again with Dick, but it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same as Hal. The way Hal was written was so campy from the first issue where he drank one of the Wonder Twins. It could not be replicated. And I was sad. I was saddened by the loss of over-the-top Camp Hal. I had to go elsewhere to find that. Give me Campy Hal or I'll read something else. Yes, Ben Chan, Hal drinks the Wonder Twin milkshake. Oh yeah, there was a There Will Be Blood reference in that sea of solicits, wasn't there? Which one was the solicit where they just wrote everything twice? I'm trying to recall now. See, it went in one ear and out the other for some of it. There was that one solicit where it was just the same thing over and over again. Was that the multiverse one? That was the multiverse one, right? The Spider Society. It was Spider Society. They're all going to be in the same room. They're all going to be in the same room. I guess it worked because I remembered it after some prodding. Oh, my goodness. Well, we have been at this for a little bit. It's getting late. I am definitely now prepared to edit that interview and get it out to all of you. I'm very excited to share it with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was a good conversation, so I'm excited for all of you to get to see it. Thank you so much for those of you who managed to hang in there. For those of you who are talking about X-Men 97, I see you in the comments. Come and hang out over on Amanda McKnight's channel tomorrow. We're going to do a postmortem of the first season. That's going to be a lot of fun. So enjoy the rest of your day, morning, night, whatever time it is. And I will be back and see all of you again with more videos, interview, Silver Age, whatever it is. wherever our whims take us. Maybe more solicits, hopefully not that long. But all right. Thank you so much. And we will, it's because Alvin has made my nose itchy. And we'll see you again soon. All right. Bye bye.